Mzansi, and welcome to Afternoon Express. I'm Palisa Tembe, and today we're ushering in the weekend with some entertaining musical guests. Later on, we'll be connecting with the innovative Kuli Chana and the iconic Sipho Hot Sticks Mabuza as they break down how to stay focused while making it in the music industry. And we're kicking it all off with Nigerian musician DJ Cuppy, who's calling into the loft to chat about her amazing accomplishments and the new music that she's releasing in the midst of Women's Month. Now, some performers will never get the recognition they deserve. So who do you think on social media is the most underrated artist of our generation? But for now, ladies in the kitchen, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday, Queen.
Happy Friday, my age.
What are you cooking for us today?
Today, we are giving you a dish that is generally served at a certain time, but you can have it any other time. We are making a breakfast for dinner shakshuka.
And I'm going to put on the fires and heat and gonna braai some pork chops.
That is amazing, guys. So if you want to join us, make sure you've got your recipe ingredients. Go on to afternoonexpress.co.za and let's get cooking. But for now, let's catch up with DJ Cuppy.
Nigerian multi-platform musician DJ Cuppy recently released Jollof on a Jet, the lead single off of her debut album, Original Copy. The full album, her debut, will be out today, the 21st of August. Congratulations, girl. Now, there is far more to this talented musician than her neo-Afrobeat sound. However, let's take a look at her lead single.
I want you to know I will never let you go.
Jollof on the jet, that party jollof on the jet. I can't get enough. Jollof on the jet, jollof on the jet. Make you pass the jollof on the jet. That party jollof on the jet. Me, I can't get enough. Jollof on the jet, jollof on the jet, jollof on the jet.
Girl, you dey ginger me, show my you dey confuse me, no get my love, you dey ginger me anytime, any day. You dey confuse me, girl, you dey ginger me, I'ma get some you dey confuse me, no get my love, you dey ginger me anytime, any day. You dey confuse me.
Welcome all the way from Monaco, it's DJ Cuppy.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. It's such a pleasure. Most of the time, people welcome me all the way from Nigeria, but you're right. I'm on holiday celebrating my new album.
Wow, congratulations, girl. Now, we are so in that celebratory mood with you. Now, besides your fans, the cupcakes, as you like to call them, many don't know that you started your musical career as a DJ at the age of 16. Please maybe share your story of how this came to be.
Absolutely. You know, music is so important to me. I was born in Lagos, which is one of the most exciting, vibrant cities in Africa. And at a very young age, I moved over to the UK, and music honestly was my savior. You know, when I was homesick, I used to go back to the sounds of Afrobeat, listening to Fela Kuti in the car with my dad in traffic. And I turned from a young girl with a vision and now into a woman with a global outlook. And I'm so proud of what Africa is doing on the music side, creative side. I'm still a DJ, but I've gone from just making music to now expressing myself beyond playing it.
Wow, I think that you have just been able to break down so eloquently what music means to you. And I think a whole lot of South Africans and people around the world can shout musicians like yourselves that are making a mark globally. Now, we are celebrating Women's Month here on the show, and we need to celebrate all of your achievements. You are a full-time DJ girl, a music producer, an artist, and on top of it all, you're also a master's graduate. So congratulations on getting that degree too. So what would you say to other women like yourself about going after their dreams and goals like you did?
I love the energy. You know, I want to say happy Women's Month to everyone in South Africa. South Africa is such a special place to me. I actually recorded a lot of my album in Johannesburg and Cape Town. And so it's part of my story. You know, for any women out there, I just want to salute you. I think us just having the guts, having the confidence to follow our dreams is a win in itself. You know, the world has told us that we're less than what we are. And it's so important as African women to really, really go against that narrative and be who we want to be and shine. You know, when I first told people I wanted to DJ, they said, that's a man's job. You know, and here I am breaking barriers and making my continent proud. And honestly, I just think it's just starting. There's so many women out there, and I want to tell every single young girl out there, if I can do it, you can do it too.
Wow. Girlfriend, talking about the youth, you are using your amazing platform to make a difference in the lives of so many displaced children across Nigeria. Talk to us more about how you are working to make this difference.
You know, philanthropy is so important to me. I think unto whom much is given, much is expected. And so I couldn't have this platform without trying to inspire other young girls. If I do one thing right, it's to make sure there's other copies that come after me from South Africa, from Kenya, from Nigeria, from around the continent. And so I make sure that the Copy Foundation provides young children with primary health care and protection. I partner up with Save the Children, one of the biggest organizations, and we've done some amazing things, including gone up to Northeast Nigeria, which is full of conflict, and helped some stabilization centers be rebuilt, and also providing resources, educational, and also support for the communities. And another thing is, through my music, I hope that the fact that music is powerful can heal people. My album, I'm just so proud of, and it's about this African voice being able to be a positive light, especially right now where there's so much difficulty around the world.
You know, DJ Cuppy, I'm officially a cupcake, if that's safe to say, because the way you make me feel when you speak gives me so much hope for the generations to come. So let's delve more into all things music. Now, lastly, I have to also give you a huge congratulations because, as I said, DJing, you have decided to drop your first album, and it is, of course, called The Original Copy, which shines a light on a very important message of being unapologetically yourself. Now, can you delve more into that and what we can expect to feel and hear when we listen to it?
Absolutely. You know, you hit it spot on. It's like you're my spirit animal. This album is all about being unapologetically you. It's me saying, you know what, regardless of the narrative that the world wants to give me, regardless of what I look like, regardless of my beliefs, my background, I'm going to be myself and I'm going to embrace it. And I want to encourage everybody to do the same. The album is full of so many exciting sounds. I've collaborated with people around the whole continent and beyond. I have Grammy winner Wyclef on my album. I have legend Julian Marley on my album. I have some of the biggest and the best from the continent, from Rema. And, you know, for me, I'm just so excited. And I want to leave everyone with this. You were born into the world an original, so don't die a copy.
Oh. Slow clap for DJ Cuppy. Thank you so much for that, because I think that you have decided to name your album quite perfectly here. Being an original copy, being that number one, being an OG in your field. Thank you so much for paving the way for the rest of us to follow boldly. DJ Cuppy, goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you.
As we let go of DJ Cuppy, allowing her to enjoy the rest of her holiday and celebration, let's make sure to go out and stream your own copy of that original copy.
I love DJ Cuppy. Look at the pink hair. It's like this pink Super M that I'm shaking it up, and she's shaking up the world.
She is. She is definitely shaking up the world. And I love the fact that women are constantly just taking up space, you know, and we're owning it, Palesa. We're showing the world that we can do it just like anyone else.
And I'm a complete cupcake. After this, a big fan of it.
I've actually been saying that as well, that I think I'm officially a cupcake. I might not be as sweet as a cupcake, but I'm such a fan of her music. But more than anything, the incredible work that she's doing, not only within Nigeria, but homegirl is all the way in Monaco, living her best life. So salute to her.
Salute to her. And she never forgets South Africa.
Yeah.
She doesn't forget her roots.
There's one thing that she said. The title of her song is Jollof on a Jet. That right there is basically it. Basically, I'm taking myself to the world, and the world better recognize.
Absolutely. And on that note, Dumi, we've got so much more entertainment coming up for you, Mzansi. So keep it locked. Where? Right here on Afternoon Express.
Express yourself.
Warm up your winter with Super M. Whether you need a morning pick-me-up, a midnight snack, or a study cram filler. Buy any Super M. Follow Super M SA on Instagram or Facebook. Upload a photo of you enjoying a warmed-up Super M and use the hashtag #WarmUpFiller to stand a chance of winning your share of that 500,000 Rand in cash and prizes. Feel like you'd love to help the needy in this difficult time and don't know how? Well, Woolies has the answer. They've partnered with Gift of the Givers to distribute food care packs to families in need. Each bag is filled with a balance of protein, fresh fruits, vegetables, and other staples, as well as hygiene products. Did you know that donating as little as 10 Rand would provide one person 3 meals for a day? To show you just how easy it is that you can help out, I'm going to show you how to donate. All you need to do is go to your SnapScan app, or of course your mobile banking app, turn on the camera function, and then you snap the code, and it is that easy. As you can see, it's already thinking, and I'm going to put in 100 Rand. Yes, why not? 100 Rand, and just like that, the 100 Rand is paid. EFT done and dusted. Now remember, if you don't have SnapScan, then you can also use your banking app to scan the QR code on the screen, or visit woolworths.co.za/together we will for more information on how you can make that EFT donation. A massive thank you to you, South Africa, for continuously considering our citizens in need and making an effort to assist wherever possible. Nigerian Canadian singer-songwriter Tomi joins us now in the loft as we introduce her to our South African audience. But first, let's take a look at the music video for her latest single, Free, which gained 1 million views on YouTube.
Sentimentally in my bones, I couldn't reach my soul deep inside. Only you can decide to.
Tell me, welcome to the show, girl.
Hi.
Let's talk about the success of your latest single, Free. What does it mean to you to have a song received so well internationally?
It's incredible. It's honestly all I could have prayed for and hoped for. So the fact that we've been able to propel and we're doing good, the whole album in general, it just feels really, really great. We shot that overseas, and just to see how it's been able to be received so well internationally it's a blessing. I'm so happy.
Absolutely. And you do have such a beautiful story and background, and I need to delve into it. Talk to me a little bit about your upbringing and, of course, how you got into the music industry.
Yeah, I was raised in Ontario my entire life. I was born in Montreal within a French community, is really like how I grew up. And I was in Canada, it's very multicultural. And I definitely believe that multiculturalism was soaked in by me. So being Nigerian, French Canadian, but growing up with French Africans and Caucasians, Arabics, Caribbeans, all of it I really tried to fuse into my music. I started writing when I was 8 years old. I got my guitar by the time I was 10 years old, started composing my own music, and I really just started my journey that way. Slowly and surely, I started to make my way, grow as an artist, understand my voice, understand my sound, and now we're here to Afrofusion music that I make now. So there you go.
Is it safe to say that that is how you describe your sound?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Afrofusion.
Afrofusion.
That's way for me to.
And I'm kind of vibing along with it. You know, as we were listening to Free, I was like, okay, this is a little bit of a mood. This is a little bit of a something. Absolutely. Now, something that is really exciting and interesting is the upcoming release of your 4th album at the end of this month. Now, what makes this album so different to the previous 3?
It's very different because I am one of the composers on the project itself. It is an acoustic rendition of songs from my previous projects. So 4 songs from Bigger Than 4 Walls, and 1 song from Tommy's Room, and 1 song from One With Self. So I'm really bringing you back to how I started music, how I began. And I want you to see the vulnerable side of me. And I mean, I'm not no great guitarist. I'm definitely still learning, but you do have an idea of where I'm at in my levels of skills. And you just see a different side to my talent, I guess you could say.
Yeah. How much vulnerability does it take for you to do exactly that? Put all of yourself, your heart, soul, and guitar skills on the line here when creating your music?
It's nerve-wracking, of course, because I put my heart on my sleeve when it comes to my music, and I always want to let people see that vulnerability within me. But it's always nerve-wracking because you never really know how it will be received, and that's all of you that you're putting out there. So it can be nerve-wracking, but regardless, it feels good to let people know that I'm open with them and that they can relate to me, because everyone can feel vulnerable at times, and it's not easy to express.
Absolutely. You know, hearing you speak just kind of makes me feel emotional immediately, because right now in South Africa, if you're unaware, it is Women's Month in the month of August. And I love to hear from powerful women like yourselves giving messages of encouragement, motivation, or advice to all the women out there, and especially during a time where we're fighting gender-based violence. Now, this is the vulnerability that we're talking about and that we're seeing in our communities. So what message do you have, or what message would you love to give our viewers right now?
that as long as you keep faith, as long as you stay strong within who you are, and that you understand your worth, no matter how small you may believe that it is, how big you may believe that it is, your worth is everything. And it can never be taken away from you. And you are strong and you are beautiful.
Wow, beautifully
True.
said. Now, is this what we can expect in your upcoming single? I mean, before we let you go, I have to talk about it, which is going to be released after your acoustic album, I Pray. So what is the single about and why does it mean so much to you?
We're in a trying time right now for many different reasons, with the pandemic, with injustice, with gender inequality. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of negative that surrounds our blessings every day. And this song was really about helping you keep faith through the negative, through the bad that is going on, that you stay strong and that you keep faith and that you let God lead you through your path. And that is what that song is all about.
Thank you so much for leaving us with such a powerful message. Coming all the way from, of course, did you say Montreal? I love that. We're international,
Toronto.
baby. Oh, Toronto. You're in Toronto.
Yeah.
You know, you got to say it with the accent. You're in Toronto. Okay, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And we're going to urge all of our South African audiences to go out and get that album. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Our South African audience here with Afternoon Express can only anticipate the great things that we're going to see and hear from Tomi, and how privileged we are as a platform to introduce her to our beautiful country. We'll see you after the break. Warm up your winter with Super M. Whether you need a morning pick-me-up, a midnight snack, or a study cram filler, buy any Super M. Follow Super M SA on Instagram or Facebook. Upload a photo of you enjoying a warmed-up Super M and use the hashtag #WarmUpFiller to stand a chance of winning your share of that 500,000 Rand in cash and prizes.
There is a classic mayonnaise that brings out the traditional French in 3 levels of tanginess. The mild classic, the medium classic, the strong classic. Tangy the way you love it.
Made with love by Clover. It's It's Friday.
Happy Friday, everyone.
Ke Labohlano, guys, and it's the weekend, baby. To get you ready for this timeless taste, we've got a delicious recipe that you can try on the braai. Get it? Okay. Our braai spicy pork chops with pineapple and coriander mayo.
Yes.
Please tell me more about this. It sounds amazing.
Yes, the fires are going already.
Yes.
I know everybody at home's fires are going, and they're wondering what to braai. I say, get a few pork chops and spice it up a bit.
Okay.
So we've got these beautiful pork chops
They
here.
look beautiful, yes.
What I like to do first is just to give it a slice here.
Okay.
So otherwise, ek wil nou hierdie mes, this thing is quite tough. It is a skin, a tough skin. Just a little bit of a sliver so it doesn't shrink up.
I get you. Okay.
But in the marinade, we've got a bit of olive oil. Always our garlic. We love our garlic. Tumi, you love your garlic.
Absolutely.
And I love this garlic. I can sort of see it's freshly grated garlic. Some black pepper. Some fresh rosemary. Love the flavour of fresh rosemary. It's
We
so
actually picked
floral.
it this morning.
In the garden?
Yes.
Oh, I love our garden. And if somebody wants this recipe, they can go to afternoonsexpress.co.za. Some chili flakes. And my secret is fennel. Fennel seeds. Fennel has got a very distinct flavour.
It does.
And it works with pork.
It does,
It
actually.
really works with pork. So all you do now is you put your pork chops in here. Look at that. I just want to show that to the camera. Look how beautiful it is with all these flavours. And you marinate it for like a few 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then you pour it on the braai, Marai. But you're going to make something really special to go with it.
Yes, this is your pineapple and chili mayo.
Yes.
My darling, just that, the chili and the pineapple. Perfect.
With pork.
I mean, so it starts off with our Clover Classic mayo and some pineapple. So I'm just going to go in here with a couple of spoons just to get it nice and tangy there.
I see you've got number 2 there.
You know me, Mos. I'm a medium girl.
You're
I'm
a medium
mellow,
girl.
I'm relaxed, I'm chilled, I'm not too crazy. I'm not...
Well, that is up for debate, the craziness, I must say. That is up for debate.
And in this beautiful mayo that is not being made by a crazy person is some chili. We've got some coriander.
That's going to be so delicious.
It is. I tasted it. This is an amazing recipe, actually. I've got some red onion as well as some lemon zest and some lemon juice. Now, I have to add that this classic mayo on its own is amazing. It's delicious. It's got 10 vitamins and minerals. But this combination right here is life-changing. It honestly is, because it's got that perfect spiciness from the heat of the chili, and the pineapple literally just calms it down afterwards.
I know.
Sure.
And pineapple and pork is like also two things that really go well together. It's like a combination, but now, say your braai is very hot, you just add this to it. I've got a pan here. I'm already smelling, and can you hear that sizzle?
I can.
The flavours of it. And you just braai it till it's done. It all depends on the thickness of the chop, how long you do it. I think this one will be about 3-4 minutes on the side.
Okay.
Oh, mamma mia! I smell the clove, I smell the garlic, I smell the fennel, and I can actually taste something already. You know when you smell something, you can taste it?
Yeah, you actually, because it goes into your... Oh,
Yeah.
I can imagine.
And when it comes to pork chops,
That means the chop is great and it's cooking well.
It's cooking
if
well.
something pops, then you're on the right track.
And I love these pork chops. When you buy chops, remember they need to be light pink.
Yes.
They mustn't be dark red.
Yeah.
And try and get like about 1.5 centimeters chop.
Yeah.
Not too thin. Otherwise it dries out very easily. I'm going to turn this around and you're going to see this magic that just happened, yeah? Oh, look at that. It's already starting to crisp up. And you know, oh, look at that.
Yeah, that one is good.
That one is good. You can serve this with a baked potato. We did a baked potato with a beautiful mayo salsa. You can serve it with anything.
Yes, true.
I will actually put it in a bun, like in a bun.
Okay.
I will put the salsa over it and some salad over it, and I will actually just go.
That makes sense.
Does that make sense?
That makes a whole especially for Friday. There's something that my family and I like to do on Fridays. We call it Spikos Fridays.
Whoa. Tell me again.
Spikos Fridays.
Spikos.
Yeah, Spikos Fridays means no one is standing on the pots and cooking for hours on end.
Yeah.
We literally just take things, whatever that's there, and we throw it together. Either we have gotas or we have stuff like this, just a quick braai.
Yeah.
Just something quick so we can basically spend some time together. It's been a long week, it's been hectic, so let's just sit around
Spikos.
and enjoy the meal. Spikos, yeah.
This is the ideal one for
Perfect
that.
Spikos. It looks amazing, guys. And to get your hands on this recipe, make sure you head on over to afternoonexpress.co.za. It is divine.
Oh, look at this.
There is a classic mayonnaise that brings out the traditional French in 3 levels of tanginess. The mild classic, the medium classic, the strong classic. Tangy the way you love it.
Made with love by Clover.
You and your pork chops, those actually are amazeballs.
I know they're amazeballs, and we're going to braai them tonight.
Darling.
They are so spicy and yummy.
Well, talking about spicy, we're talking about artists that we feel are underrated, and I have to give a shout out to an artist that I think is amazing. His name is Ndumiso Manana, and he is amazing. I feel like he is a king who is changing the game.
Oh, wow.
You lost me. What is his name again?
Ndumiso Manana, but he goes by the name Manana.
Oh, Manana. Okay.
As soon as you said Manana, I'm like, no, man, I know that name.
Yeah.
So, Dumi, are you saying we need to invite him onto the show?
I'll find him, I'll DM him, and I'll arrange.
DM
I'll
him.
Look at Dumi adding another role underneath her name as content creator, producer. I'm loving it, Dumi. I'm definitely going to call you out on that one. South Africa, please may you head all of your suggestions onto our platforms on social media, but use that hashtag Afternoon Express. Now, we've been tapping into some amazing creative minds with the AMP Studio series. Coming up, we connect with the innovative Guli Chana and the iconic Sipho Hot Sticks Mabuza as they break down how to stay focused whilst making it in the music industry.
Express yourself.
You only have one skin. Nourish it and wear it bravely.
AMP Studios brought to you by Old Mutual.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We know when you're young, you think you know it all. You've got it figured out. You know what you want, but you don't. Do you? Well, not really. And that's where many young and aspiring artists fall into a trap. You're promised the stars, you get blinded by the light, and when the glamour wears off, you're left empty-handed. So this week on AMP Studios Live by Old Mutual, you get some good advice from people who've been through it. They've learned the hard way, so you don't have to. Let's take a quick look at Kulichana and Sipho Hotsticks Mabuze to see what they have to say on the topic.
I think one of the most important things for me to advise young people, I know it's a difficult call to make, to get, someone that could advise you financially, and it does not necessarily have to be family, but find someone that you can trust, Look, sometimes we don't want to pay 10% to someone because we feel that we can do it all, but in the long run, what is 10% of 10 million when you can actually lose it all because of, bad decisions? So it's very important that you guys, when you make your first 1 cent, put it in a kitty. They say, penny wise, pound foolish. Peter Gallo used to say to me, plant a penny and watch it grow.
Oh, man. Get yourself a good lawyer, right? Very important. Nah? And I'll also give you a bit of background, I think I kind of sounded like I got it all together early on. I've been through something where I actually got scammed in a deal, right? There was no contract. I really messed up. There was no contract. It was just like, you meet a guy that's like really smart. Really smart. The conversation is just elevate your mind. You really start to think you're gonna be the richest dude tomorrow, right? And it just went by so fast. I did not even do a little background check on the guy. I was just so fixated by the idea of getting rich now. And so a lot of the mistakes that I've made, schooled me, and doing a due diligence is like the most important thing. You really got to know what you're getting yourself into. And maybe sometimes we focus too much on the result, right? On the end in mind, this much money. But you really gotta do your homework. And that's what I take from that. So it's very important to read the fine print. It's very important to get yourself somebody to represent you, and and take your time. And then to the artist, keep the main thing, harness the craft, and find somebody that can manage your money so you can make all the right moves.
Oh, hard lessons don't come cheap, and you won't soon forget it. But before that happens to you, wise up at AMP Studios by Old Mutual, free of charge to Old Mutual money account holders. The card that gives you more. The time is now to visit ampstudios.co.za and sign up. You can also join the WhatsApp line by sending your name to 081-707-6636 to join the AMP family.
AMP Studios brought to you by Old Mutual.
Yet another classic working with another classic from two different eras, one older, one younger, and they're both basically doing great things right now.
Hotsticks. He doesn't age.
He doesn't.
He doesn't age. I love him. Yeah.
I have to just do a shout out, Palesa. I love Kulichana. I absolutely do. But I love his wife, Lamise Holworthy. Oh.
Wow.
Goals.
First of all, those tattoos, Lamise, how do you do it? And she's on a motorbike. I love the fact here that we've got an iconic musicians that are teaching young people, you know, how to not only make the money, but to keep the money. I think sometimes in the music industry, we glorify spending that cash and we don't glorify investment and making smart financial decisions. So I also love the fact that AMP Studios, in collaboration with Old Mutual, have such an incredible facility. I think I'm going to get myself that money account.
You know what I like about it as well, that he was also scammed. A lot of people get scammed, but he admitted he was also scammed. So anybody can get scammed, so keep those eyes open.
Keep those eyes peeled.
Yeah.
So, Anela, I have to find out from you, can you think of an artist that you love, that you think is a little underrated?
Yes. There's an Afrikaans lady, Leah. And she's got a beautiful voice and she's beautiful herself as well. And I've met her and I just want to give her a shout out. I think people need to support her more.
So you're also going to bring her back?
Yes. Yes, I will DM her.
Because essentially that's all I'm here for, because I want to connect with these people. I want to find out what makes them tick, what sparks that creativity, and at the end of the day, give them the coin that they so rightfully deserve. But in the kitchen, we're also shining a light on something that is not usual, and people don't really enjoy it for breakfast or for lunch or for dinner here in South Africa. It's a little weird. I'm trying to understand it. So, Dumza, what are you cooking for me?
Well, we're definitely not scamming anyone today. We're going to be making a dish called shakshuka, which is generally served in breakfast, but we're going to be making it, putting a spin on it so you can actually enjoy it for dinner, lunch, breakfast, anytime.
I'm very excited for that. So all of that coming up.
Monday.
I just love that Excelas thing. Like,
It gives you energy, right?
yes, it does.
Well, lockdown has certainly forced us to think outside of the box when creating meals for our families. These days go by so quickly that one moment it's breakfast time, the next thing you know, supper is knocking at your door. Well, don't worry, we've got you covered with our breakfast for dinner shakshuka.
I love it.
Shakshuka.
Breakfast for dinner shakshuka.
Yes,
I just want to say, I had shakshuka in Spain with a glass of red wine.
Of course. I wouldn't believe you if you didn't mention the wine. So, yes, I can
Love
believe
it.
that you've had it. And shakshuka is almost a little bit like me. It's got energy. It's got life.
yes.
It's got power. It's got spice.
It's got spice, sister.
And to make our shakshuka, normally shakshuka is done just as a base with a tomato base and eggs. But because we're saying breakfast for dinner, we like to change things up here in our kitchen. So we're going to be adding the base as rice. And then we put everything on top of it, making it more hearty and more filling. Meaning if you have just like 2 spoonfuls or big spoonfuls of it, that's actually dinner for you.
No, it's also stretching it. Extremely economical. And the Excella rice is brilliant. With the Excella oil you're going to use, so it's like, ta-da-da,
1 cup of
brilliant.
rice, 1 cup of uncooked rice gives you 2 cups of cooked rice. So this is basically a meal for a family of 4.
Yes.
So, yeah, guys, we are putting you on, don't worry. So to start it off, I'm going to go in with my Excella oil, just to put it there at the bottom.
I love the neutrality of the oil. That it's neutral. This flavour is neutral. If people
Very
doesn't understand what neutral oil means, it doesn't taste like fish or like eggs or like anything strange. It is just neutral.
Exactly.
Neutral.
And the Excella rice itself cooks fluffy and white.
Yeah.
It is, like you said, it's economical as well, which is what we're trying to maintain right now. We're trying to make sure we stretch our back as far as we possibly can. So to get this going, here I am busy waiting for things to sizzle, and I haven't put on my... Yeah, guys. Please don't be
It's
shocked,
Friday.
It's Friday.
Is it on now?
It is.
Don't you want it on hot? Really?
It's
there we go. Now it's on.
It's been a long week. So to start it off, I'm just going to go in with my onions, get those frying nicely there. And then I'm going to go in afterwards with our red peppers that I've chopped up nicely. So all you want now is you want these veggies to cook down. Obviously, we don't, like we said, it's Fridays. Spikos Fridays. We want quick meals. We want economical meals. We want to sit down with our families and talk about our week. This is what your week was like. I went through this, I went through that. And then you just want to do that over a delicious meal and a glass of wine.
What I like about it as well, there's also like hidden veggies in here for the children. You've got your peppers, you've got your onions, you've got your tomato. Clever girl.
Very, very clever. So all those veggies. So guys, if you want to add more of your veggies, you're more than welcome to. You can hide them in there. Just grate up some zucchini, just grate up some carrots, add it in there, make it even more economical, right? So once we've gone in with that, I'm just going to go in with some of my seasonings here. One of my favorite things to add, garlic.
Garlic. From now on, I'm going to call you Chumi Garlic.
Chumi garlic. Let's go. Well, obviously, this is the main meal, but we do need an accompaniment. So what are you making to go with our delicious meal here?
Once again, you know, we always look in our fridge, and I found out that we've got some avos, I've got some red onion, I've got a lemon. So I'm going to make like a salsa.
Okay.
Just like an avo salsa to go on the side with it. So that's it.
That's actually perfect.
It's going to be that creaminess and extra creaminess and the spice. It's going to be lovely.
Especially because whenever people have breakfast, people like to add avo when they're having their breakfast. So that actually makes sense. But guys, like we're saying, it doesn't have to be a dinner dish. It doesn't have to be a breakfast dish. It can be dinner, it can be lunch, it can be a snack, it can be an all-day meal. It's completely up to you.
In our office, it's an all-day meal.
It's all day.
What is that you're putting in there?
So I've just put in some paprika, and then I'm going in with some cumin, as well as some black pepper, and then some red chili flakes. And to tie this all together, because this is a tomato-based dish, I'm going in with some tomato paste as well as some tomato puree or tomato chunks. Basically, you get this in a can. Also very economical. You buy a bulk of these, just keep it in your pantry. Whenever you need it, just pull it out. And then we go in with those two as well. So our tomato paste as well as some tomatoes, canned tomatoes. So what's going to happen now is we want this to fry, but at the same time, the liquid from the tomatoes is actually going to help coat everything, and it's going to help make sure that we cook everything evenly. So the whole idea is you don't want this to be too runny. You want it to be nice and thick so that you can place your eggs on the top of it. And then let me just go in with some
I would like to
seasoning
add
here
some, you know, did you add some normal paprika or smoked paprika? Because smoked, I knew it. I smelt it. I smelt that smokiness. I knew it.
You know me, girl. You know how the
Yeah.
flavors pop here in this kitchen.
Yes.
Like we say, guys, we
Great.
try to put you on. And if you want to get onto this, make sure you go to afternoonexpress.co.za. Don't delay. Get the recipe.
Make it.
Read all about it.
Make it, and share your family with
And
your
share.
family.
Okay, so I'm going to start layering my rice here. Because I don't want to...
Is that how you do it? I was wondering when the rice is going to go.
So it's going to be too much work to have to decant it, put it somewhere else. And then, so I'm just going to do this and then hoy it over the rice.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move this
how
here.
clever.
And then just add our rice at the bottom, because basically what's going to happen, the rice is going to create a crust. Remember the one time we made rice pudding and we want that crust on the top? So that's basically what we're trying to do here. We want that crust at the bottom with our rice, but like we said, we're trying to make this economical so that this dish goes a long way. We're trying to stretch it for a family of 8. You could literally feed your family. If you make 2 portions of this, you feed your family, and that is it. All you do is you add some, if you want protein, you can, but you don't have to. And then all you have to do now, guys, just make it nice and level, because this is still going to cook in the oven, right? You want to make sure that it cooks down, all the flavors mellow together. And then I'm going to add some coriander before I add my eggs. You can add your coriander also at the end if you'd like. I like coriander, so I'm going to add more coriander after this. So I'm just going to make some wells in the center.
So you're going to bake it?
I'm going to bake it basically in the oven.
And if people don't have an oven, I will suggest just do exactly the same. Add a bit of water on the sides and put the lid on so it steams.
And also, since we're braaiing, madam, you could actually do exactly what you just mentioned, but put it in the braai.
It could go with the pork chops.
Definitely, definitely. So you just put the eggs right on top here.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is the heat. In essence, what's happening is this dish is, the eggs are cooking twice. They're getting baked when you put it in the oven on the top, and then they're getting poached underneath from the liquids from the tomatoes. So you are getting a double cooking here of this dish, as well as getting a tasty dish for your family. Let me just get some eggshells because I'm not trying to kill my
For how long do you bake it? Because I like my eggs soft. I don't like them hard. So for how long do you bake it?
So luckily, because the rest of the ingredients would be cooked, you literally just need to eyeball it, give it about 3 minutes, check it if you want your eggs soft.
180?
180. Actually, I'd say 200 degrees
200?
is best.
Okay.
Yeah, 200 degrees for 2 to 3 minutes if you want your eggs soft. If you want your eggs harder, then obviously leave it at least for at least 5 minutes. But the thing is, you don't want to cook it more than 5 minutes, because now you're going to be getting hard poached eggs. And
no, we don't like hard eggs.
No, we don't.
No.
So basically, that's it. It goes into the oven. It bakes at 200 degrees. It comes out. It feeds your family.
Yeah.
And you haven't even spent 30 minutes in the kitchen, and that is it. Your family is fed. And remember to join us again next week, where we'll be bringing some heat to our kitchen with some jalapeno peppers with rice.
I want to be ya.
But also, if you missed the steps on how to make this recipe, here's a quick recap. Let there be cake, or let there be a whole lot of food. Thank you so much, ladies. This is really just the moments that I treasure the most. You know,
eating time, our chatting time.
Yeah, so, okay,
Yeah.
Anele, let's start with you. If you were to just reflect and look back, not only, I guess, on today, on the entire week, do you have any highlights, lowlights? And for you, what are you carrying into the weekend?
I think what I'm carrying into the week is basically, or into the weekend, if we can say it that way, is that women are powerful, men are powerful too. too, because we had powerful men and powerful women on the show. And I want to share something with you guys. My mom, I saw her for the first time today, and she's looking well. And I just want to say there's hope out there for people that had COVID.
Yes!
Babs is alive.
Yes, okay, wait. I just need everyone to just, let's take a moment because this is so exciting for me. We are a family. Your mom is my mom. Babs Chuck Norris is my Babs, essentially. And these are the positive stories that we can see coming out of COVID-19. I was listening to the radio and they were saying, let us not stigmatize those people who have tested positive, because if you stigmatize the next person, you end up stigmatizing yourself. So I love the fact that an 89-year-old woman who's lived her life has been able to bounce back and bounce up stronger from COVID-19.
And she even had lipstick on this morning.
Oh, okay. Talking about lipstick, and for
she
yourself,
showed me the picture, actually. She looks so full of life. Well done to her, actually, Chuck Norris. But for me, I guess I just want to touch on the fact that, yes, it's Women's Month, but we had an episode earlier when we were talking about men and basically toxic masculinity and how we need to change those standards. And I'm glad we're having that conversation, because as much as we want to strengthen our women, we also need to instill certain values in our boys, and that's really, really important.
It's crucial. And on that note, hi, you guys are preaching. Thank you for joining us this week, Mzansi. Until Monday, have a blessed weekend, stay safe, and happy eating.
Yes.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.